All right, welcome back everybody to France, and here's the known world. August 16th, 1454. We are only a young 10 years into this campaign here. We have squashed the English uprising. We have sort of started to rebuild after what ended up being kind of a bloody war, to be honest. But we're in a good position. We're making money. We're just waiting. Manpower is really the one resource that we need to recover, and it takes 10 years. So the way this is calculated, the way this is all set up, is it basically takes exactly 10 years for manpower to reach maximum, just sort of idling. So it's going to be a while before it's maxed. It doesn't have to be maxed if we want to fight a weaker nation, but if we're going to go back to war with England, which I think is going to be, again, sort of priority number one, we are going to need more manpower. What's going on with Savoy? Have they changed it all? Happened over here? Everything looks the same. Everything looks the same there in Savoy. So we are having the speed go. You know what? Speed 5 is kind of just crazy. Keep it on speed. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. What just happened? Huh. Now, Austria, have you enemied? No. This is Burgundy's getting a free pass right now because their enemies are Savoy. Savoy's not going to attack into Burgundy is a beast right now. Like, we're going to have to cut them down just for the sake of it. But look at it. I mean, these are very rich provinces. This is not good. This is not good. They're very strong. I don't know why Austria isn't choosing to do something about them. What we can hope is maybe that some of these rivals become invalid for Burgundy. Like if Savoy becomes weaker, then it'll become invalid, and hopefully they would rival Austria. And that would get something going between these two. Denmark, again, Denmark can't do anything to Burgundy. I don't understand why they're even rivaled to Burgundy. So Burgundy's just getting a free pass to do whatever they want. Kind of unfortunate. So what else? What are we concerned about now? I feel like something was going on here. Yeah, you get a lot of pop-ups about this guy attacking this guy and this guy doing this to this person and backstabbing him and everything. We don't really care about what's going on over here, to be honest. So this is almost done, right? These people have been complaining. We're getting these negative modifiers. This is all because they're not at 40%, but it's ticking up to 40%. So it looks like it's 0.11%. I believe this is every month. Yes, every month. So within a year, these people will be happy with us again. Oh, yes. And Morocco's still doing their thing to us. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Morocco. So here's what's going on here. We have a new banner that we haven't seen before. You can make states. You can make states. So this is telling us these provinces, we can actually take one step further. We've cored them. This is part of our land. Like, the world knows it. Everybody agrees with it. But we can actually turn this tab right here lets us see the state tab. As we can see, it's saying that this is the state here of Wessex. And this is the state of London. The territory of London, the state of London. However you want to look at it. Oh, okay, right now they are territories because we haven't made them a state. So they're states and territories. So we can make a state. And this means that we'll be milking these provinces for everything that we're, you know, like for the maximum amount that we can here. And it's saying here, it's going to cost us a little bit to make them a state. And we only have a limited amount of states that we can make. But it is going to increase our income by about 0.4 if we make them a state. So this is definitely going to give us more money in the long term. So let's make that an estate. Not an estate, but a state. Okay, so I think I might have been blurring those together there. Let's make these states. So to finish sort of working on these provinces, we have to go up here, and we do have to pay more admin. It costs half the admin to make it a territory. So that's what we did. We cored it as a territory. Now we're saying, no, we'd like it to be a state. So then we had to pay even more admin to finish that, to finish the coring process. So these are now states. So as we grow these, and over time, the autonomy here will go down. And this autonomy is how useful the province is to us. So here it's at 45%. Well, as a territory, 75% is the lowest it can go. So if we don't make this a state, then it'll stay at 75%, and we'll get very little from this province. We'll get very little income, we'll get very little manpower. Just it's not going to really help us that much. It's just strategic positioning at that, right? If it's a territory, but we've made it a state. So now it's sort of dropped from 75% down to 50% or 45%. So we're now getting more from this province, but this will continue to go downward. This can go down to 0 now. And as you can see, like a lot of our areas in proper France already... Okay. Why is this so high? Why are our French regions not lower? I guess there could be historical reasons why these areas down here are higher. But so the estates actually make the bottom floor of the autonomy 25%. So the burghers control this, therefore it's 25% autonomy. It's stuck at 25% autonomy. Can't do anything about that unless we revoke this from the burghers, which we could actually go around and actually do some revoking, because it'll make these provinces, they won't be specialized, but they'll pay us more in taxes. Would be going to contribute more to our manpower. Of course, if we look at Paris, it's going to be 0%. So a lot of these areas are 0% because they have been France territory. They have been French territory for a good long while. And some of the ones like this area here, where we're looking, I don't know why this one isn't lower, but this will tick down, right? This will tick down to 25% because it's controlled by the nobility. So right now it's at 44%. It'll tick down to 25% over time. Can't do anything to rush it, really. It just happens. All right, what province are we looking at here? NGOU. Okay, here we go. It's highlighted here for us. We can click on it. It is controlled by the burghers, or the traders, the merchant guild, whatever we want to kill these, or call these guys. Kill these guys. No. So we have a choice to increase base tax and get administrative power, or we can increase the manpower, or we can increase the base production in this region. Of course, the burghers synergize the most with production, but here's the thing. I don't know. Do we actually want them to have this land at all? Here's the funny part. We might actually revoke this from them, because usually what I like to do is I like to prioritize, here, let me try to get this out of the way. I like to prioritize the centers of trade to be controlled by the burghers, because this province, what this province is doing for us mostly is contributing to trade value, trade income, right? So by putting the burghers here, we're going to get a big bonus there. We're going to get a big bonus from that. Whereas in this province, I mean, what's really going on? We have livestock. Big whoop. Big whoop. Is this actually going to tell us how much we're... That's the price of livestock. Is this going to tell us, like, how much... That's trade. Basically, I don't know. Is livestock really that valuable? If we go to the goods map mode just for fun, we can see that some of these areas are producing... Okay, paper... Salt. I think salt is more valuable. Salt 3. Paper's at 3.5. Here's some metals. Even fruits more. Livestock, we could see that livestock is even less valuable than grain. We're not concerned about the production of this province. We just aren't worried about it. You want to boost the production value of a province when it has a good resource. So in this case, we don't even need the traders here at all. Let's just kick them out of here. Because here's the thing about the traders. I just know this from playing the game. They have a very low requirement of land. Does it tell us here what they actually expect? They actually expect to control 0% of the land. The amount of land they expect to control is influenced by base value for this estate. 0%. So they're not expecting any land. I mean, the fact that they're starting with land, you know what I mean, gives them more influence, and that can help us leverage their abilities. Like, we might still want them to have land, but at this point, let's just, you know, let's pull that away so that they can start ticking back up to 50. It kind of gets them trending in the right direction rather than just idling. And let's think about, what do we want? Do we want the base tax or do we want the manpower? Now we can look at our leader skill. We're making a lot of military power right now, more than we are in administrative power. And we're also already ahead of time in military technology, but we need more admin technology. So let's go with the administrative power, 25, and increase the base tax. And base tax is always good, right? Now the base tax is up by 1. We're gonna start making a little bit more money there. Same issue here. Let's actually go back to the estate map mode. Like, why do you guys control any of this stuff? You know what I mean? Okay, so they are already controlling Lyonnais, which makes sense because we determined there was a trade center of trade here. So that I like that. I like that. But I don't like them controlling any of this. This is pointless. Local trade power plus 50%. That's the main thing that they're doing for us, right? That's the main thing that they're doing for us, is increasing the local trade power by 50%. The trade power that's contributed from these provinces is pretty much nothing. Grain. Okay, there's a little bit of salt here, but more livestock here. Let's bump them out of here. Let's revoke them. And they're going to be a little upset. They're going to be a little upset, but they're going to be trending upwards, so it's going to be fine. And in a month or two, they're going to be fine. What the heck? Why was Holland doing a spy network against it? What is Holland going to do? Oh, I guess technically Holland is part of Burgundy, right? So they think of us as a... Oh, we were discovered in England. Let's get that... We have to wait till October to send them back. Kind of makes sense, right? We got caught trying to build a spy network in England, so it's going to be a little bit before we can send them back. But here's the thing, though. The clergy actually expect more land. More land. So in this case, we could actually drop them this. We can also look for a province maybe that doesn't have a super low autonomy. Most of the ones that don't have a low autonomy seem to be... due to the fact that they're owned by the nobility. And it's probably because the nobility is actually upset with us, right? Is that what's going on here? Is that what's going on here? I think this will be a perfectly adequate province. Again, with the clergy, what we're trying to do is we're trying to prioritize provinces that have more base tax because they inflate the tax rate disproportionately, right? So they're going to inflate this number even higher. So if it already has more base tax, then that's going to be a good... That's going to be good. Let's give them that one. I'm on speed 4 here. I think in October we can send that spy back to England. There we go. We need this technology. Because we were getting behind there. We're actually kind of struggling to keep up with the diplomatic tech. It's not a super important one. Of the 3, I don't usually worry about this too much, but it is nice, especially with the innovation concept in the game. It is nice to be more up to date on this. So we could actually consider the condottieri. Renting out our troops. Or we could just be drilling. No, let's drill. Let's just kind of hang out here. We humiliated the rival. So we should be getting a good amount there in splendor. So we're working towards these different modifiers here. Some of these are really nice. Justified wars. Minus 10% aggressive expansion. That's really good. Take more in war and people won't care as much. Really, really nice modifier there. We're waiting for 25 because, again, if we go here and we look at the covert actions, it's saying to fabricate the next claim, we're going to need 25 spy network. We could even look at this. We could actually wait and let it ride, get up to 60. There might be potential rebellions going on up here too. Actually, it looks like they have everything under control. They have a high tolerance. Positive, seriously, positive stability? Luck. Ah, lucky nation. I'm actually surprised. So I don't think we're going to actually be able to support rebels because they don't really seem to have anything going rebellion-wise. Let's take a look at England's military after that war. After we literally took them down to no troops. Let's see, have they rebuilt? They've started to rebuild. They still have no manpower. They've started to rebuild, but they have half as many troops as us at this point. We have a higher force limit as well. We still have a higher force limit. Say. I'm just checking the autonomy here. It is going down. It goes down very slowly, but it is going down. Why would the Papal State... Like, I don't understand. Why did they insult us? That makes no sense. We're allies. We're literally allies. I don't get it. Alright, another event here. Okay, money for a bunch of base tax. I like that. I like that a lot. Or we could just a bunch of red. A bunch of red here. No, we're going to do urbanization for sure. Attempt to improve the conditions. That's going to give us more base tax. This is weird. But it's also going to give them more influence, which is okay because now they're giving us a positive modifier. That's actually a really good event. That's a really good event. Let's just keep everybody happy. Still really likes us. Okay, we can get that next claim on England. This makes it cheaper to take their land, is what this does. Let's go with Kent. I honestly don't know if we're going to be able to use these claims or not, because they only last 25 years. Try to see, do we have a claim on the Papal State? We do not. They probably have claims on us? No, not yet. Not yet. Huh. It would have been really nice to get this land here. Now, of course, remember, if we looked at our missions, conquer Provence. This will actually give us the ability... Holy cow. So if we reconquer Gascony, we'll get to claim... I'm sort of, spoiler alert, I'm going down here. This is kind of guiding us through... Oh, this gives us the claim for Naples. That's really cool. For Milan? Wow. That's thinking way far ahead. That's assuming that we're going to be just pushing into here like it's nothing. That's a much more difficult task than it sounds. I mean, conquer Burgundy? Are you kidding me? They almost make it sound like this is just going to happen like it's nothing. Okay. But no, that's something that we're going to be working on for the entire game. So it's sort of like there's claims here, and this is sort of based, we're following Napoleon's footsteps, right? We're following Napoleon's footsteps. Although, I mean, not like literally, but I mean, the game is sort of saying that France did some of these things. Napoleon, of course, came into play, I believe, in the 18th century. He died, I believe the end date. Oh, wow, nice. Well, that's very sweet of you. Castile just gave us money. Just because they felt like it. So I believe Napoleon passed away in 1821. Which is the end date of this game. That's what I've been told. So, is that the end date of this game was the same year that Napoleon died. So I do realize that Napoleon's not actually like, walking around right now. Of course, historically, France has is a powerhouse nation. I mean, we are going to be dominating into these areas for sure over the course of the campaign. One free diplomat, huh? Oh, whoops. Alright, I'm looking for the... Okay, so for right now, Italy is part... The northern Italy is part of the Holy Roman Empire. But there's going to be an event. If Austria can't wrangle these provinces, there's going to be an event. I don't know how it all works, but there's going to be an event where this is going to become the Shadow Kingdom, and they're going to leave the Holy Roman Empire. And then that means that we'll be able to attack into Savoy like it's nothing. In fact, it almost makes me think maybe we should be building the spy network in Savoy. But the weird thing is, if we just follow those events, we'll get free claims on Savoy. Like, this is sort of a pathway to claims, right? Now let's go up to speed 5 for a second. We'll just pause when we get notifications. Okay, this is pretty cool. So we can unlock national ideas. This is our nation's philosophy, okay? Now there's technology is just like literally what we know, what we can build, what we can do. But this is how we look at the world. This is how we want to build our nation. This is where we're going to be able to customize ourselves quite a bit. So we have a free idea slot. And we also, oh, we've actually never looked at this screen before. These are French ideas specific to France. We'll be unlocking these as we go. Holy cow, 20% morale of armies. Whew, that's good. More tax modifier. Yeah, there's some really, really nice stuff in here. I'll tell you that much. There's some really nice stuff in here. Yep, there's some really nice things in here. So these are all the different ideas. They're categorized as to administrative, diplomatic, and military. And these also cost power. Okay. Here's the interesting thing. This is how we explore this is how we explore the world. We can get exploration ideas. We can unlock the ability called Quest for the New World, where we can get conquistadors and explorers, and we can actually start exploring the new world. The only tricky thing with this is a diplomatic idea, which means we'll have to pay diplomacy power to improve it. And each one of these is 400 diplomacy power. And we only have 200. In fact, not only do we have 200, but we're actually behind the times on diplomacy tech. So we're sort of in a hole right now. We're in a hole right now. Plus, our leader actually has a low diplomacy skill. Now, in a few years, if we want, in 8 years, we can actually prioritize diplomacy, and we might actually want to do that. We might actually want to do that when we get the chance. But for now, we're actually behind on diplomacy. So I don't know where it looks like we're ahead. We're like very, very, very far ahead on military. It might be good to go with a military idea, because if we look at our skill, we're making a lot of military power. We're literally 9 years ahead of military technology. So we're getting a huge modifier. We could say it would cost us 1,000 military. There's no reason to pay the ahead of time cost. This is way outrageously expensive. The benefits are not worth spending 1,000 military power to get this that early, right? So we're 9 years ahead. We're going to wait 9 years before thinking about doing this, but we're building a ton of military power in the meantime. So we could get a military idea group, and these are all very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. Quantity is really nice. Literally just gives us more manpower, lets it recover faster, and lets us build bigger armies. I mean, quantity is like really, really good. And then there's quality, which makes our troops actually better at fighting individually. You know, quality versus quantity. And there's also offensive, which gives us specific things that allow us to be a, sort of blitzkrieg our enemies more. And there's a lot of good stuff in here. I would like to start colonizing. That's the thing. I would actually really like to start colonizing, but I just don't know if we're going to have the diplomatic power to do this. We could take it as a second one, right? We could take it as a second idea. So let us And there's administrative stuff. Now, we are ahead of time on administrative technology, but we don't have any administrative power. There's some good stuff over here. There's some good stuff over here too. Administrative ideas. This reduces the core cost by 25%. You get this early enough. You get this early enough, and you're saving a lot of admin through the course of the game, right? Get this modifier soon. It pays dividends late, like as you continue to go through the game. This also means when we get civil servant or civil service, we'll be able to the actual cost of upgrading administrative technology will be permanently decreased by 10%. Again, this pays for itself over time. And then it has a lot to do with mercenaries. We haven't actually built many mercenaries, but it might actually be kind of okay if we did. So we have a good amount of money. Our economy is stable. We could use mercenaries because our manpower is low. We can subsidize our army with mercenaries. Use money instead of manpower, basically, is how that works. So regular troops pull from the manpower. Mercenaries basically pull from your pocket. You can always just buy more mercenaries. It's very expensive. Expansion ideas is a good follow-up to the exploration. I think we do want to explore the new world. We do want to see what's going on across the ocean, but I think we're going to have to do this second. There's so much good stuff in here. There's a lot of good stuff in here. I'm just kind of like picking out certain things. We're just kind of looking here. Economic ideas would just strengthen our economy. Nothing wrong with that. Innovative ideas. Let's look at this for a second, because this actually is saying that we'll get a technology cost bonus. Like it'll be 10% cheaper just technology in general. All technologies, administrative, diplomatic, and military will be 10% cheaper with this right here. That's very strong. We get cheaper mercenaries. Less prestige decay, because again, prestige always goes towards 0. That's not great though. Prestige is, I mean, a little bit less decay. It's kind of like, okay, well, it's still going down. Possible advisors means that when we hire people in our court, we have more options. That's, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, reduce inflation cost, only minus 10%. That's nothing. Monthly war exhaustion is kind of okay. Now, advisor cost minus 25%. That's a huge economic saving because those advisors are expensive. They're really expensive. We can get one more. There's not enough here that's really enticing me. I mean, that sounds really good. Scientific revolution is really nice. I don't know. I'm torn between administrative ideas here. For the long-term play is administrative ideas. Quantity is pretty good. The thing is, I don't know if we actually need quantity now. I don't know if we have the economy to support this. We're not, like, we're going to get a larger army, but I don't think we're going to be able to just immediately build up to a larger army. You know what I mean? And I think for now, fighting the enemies that we're fighting, we're going to have plenty of troops. I think maybe we do hit this button here. We don't have to decide right now, because we don't have any administrative power anyways. Let's wait on that. Let's just wait on that. Sorry to not have the game going there. Okay, we've already got the maximum 100 here, so we can greater. So our allies love us. Who's not an ally that maybe would like to love us? Just doesn't know it yet. Denmark thinks we're an enemy. We could try to actually get Denmark to stop rivaling us, maybe by just improving relations with them. They don't really hate us that much. In fact, the only reason why they hate us is because they're a rival. We could actually kind of get Bohemia on our good side just in case something happens here. And didn't we say we were kind of debating on actually... Oh, we did get Tunis up. In fact, funny thing is, I don't know, like the Berbers actually love us. I don't know what's going on. They love us right now. Let's just kind of keep going with that. I don't know why, but they're raiding us, but they love us. Stealing all of our money on our coastal tiles, but they still love us. We're drilling our troops. So the alternative to this, of course, would be we could just slide this down and save all this money. And we're making some good money right now. Which means we could consider getting a... we could consider going for someone a bit more expensive over here if we wanted to. Here's a button that we haven't considered here. But if we go here, Recruit a minister. Once every 30 years. Okay, we've already done this. This gives... Oh, it's a level 3 guy. Well, we can't afford... I don't know if we'd do that, but it would be good to boost this administrative power here. I think we, when we focused military, this was kind of a pseudo mistake, but that's okay. We should have thought more about our idea group, but maybe we still go military ideas. I don't know. The trader dies. The heck? Oh, this guy. This guy's a traitor. This guy's gonna get bopped. Uh-oh. We don't want to lose 10 prestige, and we don't want to lose... Actually, you know what? We could just lose 10 prestige. Because then it'll be trending up instead of trending down. It's already going towards 0 anyways. It's already going towards 0 anyways. That legitimacy, that power projection. The power projection, because we're over 25, that's allowing us to train another leader if we want. We now have 3 leaders because it's saying, because due to having at least 25 power projection, leader upkeep is now +1. So we can have 3 here without suffering any negative penalties. Costs. The other thing we're getting is due to having 50 power projection, we're actually increasing our skill. Like our administrative, diplomatic, and military skill is actually +1. That's huge. That is huge. So having this above 50 is a big, big deal. And then above that, we're getting yearly legitimacy, we're getting prestige, we're getting morale of our armies, global trade power. We're just getting all kinds of goodies from this. Thing is, it is pretty much always going to be ticking down. Oh, but it's really not ticking down that much. We're a great power. Oh, wait, what does that mean? 4th great power. 4th rank great power. We haven't even talked about that. Let's look at this button. This is the view of the great powers of the world, of the known world, in fact, even the non-known world. Ming here. It won't even take us to Ming's diplomacy because we haven't even discovered him. It takes us to Morocco. Because Ming, of course, is way over here somewhere. So we are one of the great powers of the world. In fact, we're the 4th most powerful nation in the world here. There are great power actions that we can do. Let's look down here and see what some of the options... We haven't even hit this tab yet. We haven't even talked about it. And Great Powers, I believe, is a DLC as well. Kind of a cool one, though. So it looks like we're actually idling at, you know, 36 power projection. We're idling at 36 power projection. So we're going to have that +50 for a good while here. About 10 years. So this is interesting. So if we had positive, we can't do any of this because we don't have... Let's look at like a weaker nation here. Let's look at Brittany. What can we do? So we don't have any prestige, so they're not going to take any of this seriously, it looks like. We can intervene in wars. We can have them break alliances. That's crazy, but it probably creates a truce so that we can't just attack them immediately. Or something, there's probably some sort of stipulation there, but that's so crazy. What if, okay, what if, now I'm wondering, what if we got them, what if we got Portugal to break their alliance with England? How nuts would that be? I don't think they'd be able to do that. I don't think we'd be able to muster that, but it'd be interesting to see what they would say to that. We could take on their debt. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So, like, sometimes an ally won't join you in a war because they're in debt. So you can take on their debt as a great power. You can take on their debt, pay it for them. That's actually really neat. I wonder if we also get some sort of benefit in return for that. Oh, Savoy. Okay. Let's, they caught us. They caught us. I'm not really sure. Does that mean they hate us now? Yeah, we got caught. Did covert actions and we got caught. The Emperor is doing stuff over there. Enacting reforms, it looks like, potentially. Again, we're waiting for this number to get nice and high. We're waiting for the truce to end with England, which is going to be in 7 years. Oh, they're sharing knowledge. I forgot what that does. Does that just help them with technology? Wait a second. Wait a second. Can we get Castile to share knowledge with us about the diplomatic stuff? Because aren't we really low on No, we're not. We're actually ahead of Castile. Well, what about Switzerland? Are they ahead on Diplo? Nope. Because I think we might be able to get benefits if we... Okay, so the Papal State is ahead. Let's see, is there something about sharing knowledge here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this works. Offer share knowledge? Oh, this has to do with the institutions. This has to do with the Renaissance. There's no institution they can learn from us about. That's us offering to share with them. How do we ask for knowledge from them? Or is it literally they just have to do that because they feel like doing that to us? That's kind of unfortunate. No way to ask. Influence nation? I mean, what does this even mean? Huh. That'd be cool if they could share knowledge with us. That'd be really neat. Be really neat. Alrighty, so let's kick it down to speed 4. I think what we're going to be doing here, seal of confession. Add 25 to the spy network that we're starting in Brittany. I don't really care too much about that. And then the Pope discovers plot. Their sins may be of interest, even if we can't absolve them. I'm not really sure. Let's just get the diplomatic power. I'm not too worried about boosting that there. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching another episode of this beginner tutorial, France. And we should be going... I don't know if we're going to go to war with... We really do need to go to... we need to go to war with England here. Like, it's without question. We need to take back all these lands on the cheap. If we go and look at the military situation here, we're dominating them. We have more. We're going to have way more manpower than them in 6 years, and we're probably going to have more troops than them as well. So thank you so much, everybody. Please leave comments, concerns, and criticism in the comments. And yeah, I will talk to you guys on the next one.